everybody, your designers are here.
I'm Anita at Cedar Hill Farmhouse.
And I'm Yvonne at Stone Gable.
And I'm Kelly at My Soulful Home. And we've got tips and tricks and decorating advice for you today. So let's get started.
Today is episode 273, Do This Now for the Holidays. And you can find the show notes of today's episode, and you will want to, at decoratingtipsandtricks.com/273. Hey, this is right in my wheelhouse. In another life, it seems like another life ago, I used to be a first grade teacher. So we did everything according to seasons and holidays. So I still roll that way. And I love that the holidays are sooner upon us than you think. And we have tons of ideas today for things to do early so you are not stressed out and you're not dropping stuff off your list, and you're going to really enjoy the holidays this year. So listen to us, make those lists, check it twice, and enjoy the holidays when they roll around.
Yeah, and they're rolling, and they are rolling, and you can't stop the roll. So you might as well get ready. So start thinking about it. I found myself the other day thinking, well, we're going to put the tree in the same spot, and maybe I should get some pillows for the porch. So I'm already thinking about it.
Good
and
for
I tend
you.
to really like to dig my heels in a little bit and sort of drag out the fall because I love it.
Oh,
and
me too.
I love Thanksgiving, and I don't like the idea that Thanksgiving, which is such a wonderful holiday that brings everybody together, no matter, what your religious beliefs are or whatnot. Thanksgiving is something we can all celebrate together. And so I love Thanksgiving, and I think Thanksgiving gets the short shrift. I mean,
I do too.
Right. There's only so many things you can have with a turkey on it that is appealing. It's like, and a turkey pillow and a turkey runner and all of those things. So there's, I don't know, Thanksgiving. Do you guys feel that way? And I mean, I think it's also driven by retail.
It's more fun to do Christmas decorating in my mind than Thanksgiving decorating.
Well, here's the deal.
Fall is so fun, and it's the same.
Yes, totally. I think I see for me, September 1st starts fall. Well, really, as bloggers, we're
just
really
started
well into
here
it.
Yesterday.
I know, but I don't care what it is outside. It's fall. And from September 1st to January 1st, I'm in like hog heaven. I love everything about the fall. I love everything about Thanksgiving. I love everything about Christmas. And then it's all over. And then it's like I go into mourning.
Because don't you have to gear up for Anita and I's birthday?
In January.
The national birthday holiday is coming.
Right.
But anyway, I love the holidays. And me, the word that I want to get out that I've made up is cross-holidation. We don't like to see cross-holidation. That's when you're like, that's when your Christmas decorations bleed into your Halloween decorations. But what we do like is we like you to be thinking now about the holidays coming up and the December holidays. And, Christmas, Hanukkah, and it's really important to do things now. If you really, get into that, which, as bloggers, we really do. And, just naturally for me, that, I'm starting now to check things off my list and get organized. So when, after Thanksgiving, it's, not this huge effort that I'm rolling around till the day before Christmas, doing stuff, going crazy, and not having time to sit back and watch 7 Hallmark Christmas Channel movies and, going out to dinner with friends and being able to bake the cookies I love and just doing the things to get into the season that you really love to do, spend time with family, because all this other stuff that you should be doing, that you probably should have done now, that's all done. So it's just a way to savor the season.
Yeah, and the thing is, whether you do a little bit of holiday decorating or you do a lot of holiday decorating, it still requires effort, and it should be fun. There have been years where I felt stressed out because I didn't get everything done that I wanted to do. And if I had done some pre-planning, maybe I would have been able to. But here's the thing. Enjoy it. Whatever level that you like to decorate at, enjoy it. And if it becomes a burden early on or later on, just close the bin and put it away and just don't put that stuff out. Just stop and enjoy what the whole season is really about. But I don't need to be telling you guys that. All that good stuff. But today we're going to give you some tips and ideas of things that you could be doing now to make your holiday decorating more fabulous, more fun, and give you the time to actually sit down and enjoy the glow of those lights.
Okay, I'm going to start you right off with a good one. Now is the time to take those. If you're going to have a picture of your family, take it now. Because, those holiday pictures that a lot of people now are sending, the cards with their family pictures on them. And so, get one of your faux wreaths out, give everybody a Santa hat, go somewhere and have a picture taken. And that works great. Now, I'll tell you what we do. We actually do that Thanksgiving weekend because we're all together. And then it's a push to get those out. But, between now and then, if you're going to send out those photo pictures, plan it, know what you're going to do, start thinking about it now, and then you can get them done. And the other thing I'm going to say is if you send Christmas cards out, I love to send Christmas cards out. I still do that. Get them now. And I like to hand address everything. And usually I have like a little basket where we watch TV. And, if I get store-bought Christmas cards and not the ones with our picture, I just start addressing all of them, a few every night. Easy peasy.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And really some of the things I'm thinking about probably might be better done right after Christmas for the next Christmas. But I'm thinking about having some sort of inventory, and I don't mean a serious list of every single ornament, but just kind of some ideas of what your Christmas decorations are, because I think sometimes we use it one year, we don't use it the next. And when I go to get my Christmas things out, sometimes I think, oh, I forgot about this. And, you don't even, and the other thing is keep all your Christmas decor together. I just found Molly the collie, our doggie's, reindeer horns, that Evie's been looking for years. I found them and they weren't with the other Christmas things.
Oh, so cute.
Were they and it's got your pumpkin stem sprout?
Pretty much, yeah. They were somewhere weird that I was putting some other stuff up and I thought, oh my gosh, there they are. I mean, it's got the little elastic chin strap. So Evie, I'm sorry, Molly, but I did find them.
Yeah, Molly's we had a set of those. Emma did not care for those. They were a little heavy for him.
We had a Santa hat. So, definitely get those out.
Yeah, Molly's not happy about that. But so so that's kind of one tip is keep all this stuff together so that you can have a feel for what you have. And then the other thing is like I said, this is kind of like maybe something to do after Christmas, but after the Christmas is a good time to assess what you want to keep and what you want to get rid of. But as you're getting the stuff out, or right now, as you're kind of looking, hopefully you do kind of have a feel for what you have.
I love that idea, because why don't you go down to your bins? I was going to say purge. Now just go through everything, take, a couple hours or a few days, and just to see what you have, what you're going to use, and take pictures of it. You'll have it in your phone. You go, okay, I want to take that. I want to use that. I want to use that. It's a really great idea. And I bet you can get rid of half of the stuff you have.
Well, it's a nice time to do it too, because if you do it now and you separate the wheat from the chaff and the good from the bad ornaments, the ones you're going to use, then you can go donate them, and somebody else might think they're fabulous at Goodwill or wherever you're going to drop them off, and then they can use them this year rather than dropping them off in January when nobody's really going to be that excited about them then and have to keep them for a whole nother year before they use them. So you'd be doing yourself and somebody else a favor if you take the time now to go through those bins.
That is such a good idea. Here's another thing. Pick a color scheme. I get all the time, oh, your decorations look so beautiful. How do you do it? I'll tell you, it's the easiest thing in the world. I pick a color scheme and stick to it. And I think that makes a very big difference in how your decor looks.
Oh, I mean, it's just like all the other decorating we talk about. It's not just pick a color, but kind of pick a theme so much, kind of, because I always like everything to look a little country French. So I'm looking at something more elegant, more subdued, typically not the traditional red and green. So, if you were to get a red Santa hat out, it's not really going to go with my look. So I think if you have a direction that you want to go and a color theme, then you're going to know that what in your closet is going to work, what's not going to work. And if you're buying new stuff, you know what's going to work or not work. And I think if you kind of think about something that's going to work with your decor even, I think those things are going to be the things you're going to tend to keep for the long term, rather than that Santa dancing to I don't know what that we had to get from the grandparents, some dancing Santa that is buried under I don't know what. So,
well, you know what? That
hasn't been asked for a while.
Somebody will love that if you give it away. Somebody's going to love that.
I don't know where I don't even know where he is. So.
There's a time in your life for the dancing
I was going to say, some college boy's going to think that's great.
Yeah, or somebody who's 4,
Yeah, well, college boy 4, about the same.
Yeah, a little
right there. But anyway, yes, that's so important to do. And like one year I decided I was going to do black and white with a little bit of red. And that was sort of really off the grid for me. So I used a lot of black and white, big checked ribbon on my packages, and black and white, like buffalo plaid table runners. And I just remember that. And I even had a pair of black and white herringbone boots, and tall boots. And I used those, and I put a whole bunch of holly and greens in those. And I just remember it just made such a statement. And last year I used a lot of white with like a citron green. And yes, I had reds and greens, and I have all that down in the basement, but I just picked a color. And for this year, I'm going to use lots of whites and a tatty bit of red. That's going to be what my colors are going to be this year. So I know that I'm going to go pick through my things and pick out just several things that fit that bill. And here's the other thing. If you pick a color scheme out early, your eye's going to go to that, because I'm going to tell you to set up a gift wrap station. And I'll put in the show notes. I've got a
and hire an elf and
a really easy
you start
way.
Now, you get a really good
I have just using a 3-drawer plastic like a roller drawer, like a Rubbermaid or something. And I've made a gift station out of that. And I have a little place in my study. And as you buy wrap, that is probably the best thing I can tell you to do, because, well, we do it sometimes a little different, but for the most part, I have a husband that will wrap anything I put in a box. And if I give him a bourbon and ginger ale, he's golden. So, I mean, he will wrap for hours. I do the bows and I do the gift tags. So it's become sort of a thing. But before that, I just wrapped as I went. So made my life thousands of times easier. So I'm not like putting it off to the last minute. So you want to stock up on the things that you need to gift wrap. So if you're going to pick out a color scheme, you're also going to pick out your paper to go with that.
Well, that's true, because it's going to be under your tree. And it's also, like you said, beautiful to have some lovely ribbon on it. And I usually, when I pick out the colors for the year, if it's different year to year, I always try to pick out some beautiful ribbon that I really love that year. And I use a lot of just ribbon made into bows that I put on the newel post, or maybe, and I put it in the light fixture. So it's beautiful to just put some bows around your home. And it's such an inexpensive thing to do. And that's an easy thing to mix that up and change it each year.
It is. And from year to year, I've done this for, a couple decades. I used ribbon, like real thick ribbon. And I'll tell you, if you go to Costco usually has some really great ribbon, and they're pretty well priced. So, maybe I have so much, you can use them for like year after year after year. About the 6th year, they start getting a little worn. So my whole family now does this. So when we have Christmas morning, and we have like just so many, family people here that we literally wrap our gifts with all these beautiful ribbons. That becomes part of like our present. So if you're given that gift with that ribbon, you get to keep that ribbon. And we roll it up and we have a little box we put it in the basement. And then when it's time to wrap Christmas gifts, I bring that up. And we just have so much of a selection. And usually I buy, like I said, 1 or 2 big rolls from Costco every year. And in the long run, it's a lot cheaper.
Oh, it would absolutely,
and it's
hurts
gorgeous.
Me to throw the ribbon out. I would dive into the basket and take it back out. No, it's such a waste, and it is so pretty, and especially if it's the wider ribbon. I mean, there's no reason why you couldn't use it again. Yes, everyone should be doing that. Why do you want all your ribbon to go to a landfill? You definitely want to reuse it.
That's right.
Even if you put it into Ziploc and then it was part of your donation to Goodwill the next year. It's for somebody else to use your ribbons if you don't want to use the same colors. But yeah, definitely do that if you're not doing that already. It saves a lot of money. It's a good idea.
Well, I actually got some Balsam Hill ribbon last year that's kind of a coral color and kind of goldish, beautiful. But it's beaded. It has these seeded beads all over. It is the most elegant, incredibly beautiful ribbon. And no, that's not getting thrown away. Trust me, I am reusing that again this year.
Maybe you can make Molly a collar out of that instead of those antlers. I think she'd go much better with the whole decor.
I don't know. She's a little too serious for that. She's going to go, this doesn't look right for me. I don't know.
Don't you just love a great recommendation from a friend? Well, we're delighted to be recommending these companies and their wonderful products to you today. And let them know your friends at DTT sent you. Inevitably, with the new year come wellness goals. One very effective and easy to reach goal is to add Dose to your wellness regime. Dose is expertly formulated organic wellness shots that support your liver in one delicious drink. Formulated with ingredients clinically shown to support liver health. Potent turmeric, milk thistle, and ginger. There's 0 sugar and 0 calories. Did you know that your liver performs over 500 special functions? Since I learned all that my liver is doing, I started with Dose to support all those vital functions. I take a shot of refreshing Dose 2 times per week to combat everyday toxins from food, meds, alcohol, and unhealthy air. Since starting with Dose about a month ago, I am definitely feeling an overall improvement in my health. So if you want to give Dose a shot and invest in your health like I have, Dose is offering DTT listeners 15% off your first order, plus an additional 15% off if you subscribe for a monthly delivery. That's 30% off your first order. So go to dosedaily.co/DTT and use the code DTT. That's dosedaily.co.co/DTT and use the code DTT. Go ahead, clean out your closet, then head straight to Quince. I love every item Quince offers, from wardrobe to decor, and I can really recommend their Ultra Stretch Super Wide Leg Pant at $49.90. The price is unbeatable, and the look is so flattering. It keeps you in on top and flares out of the bottom. Everything feels right with Quince. The price, the quality, and the sustainability. Quince offers a range of luxury wardrobe and home goods at prices within reach. And like Quince's clothing, their home goods are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. Once you've cleaned out your closet and refreshed with Quince, you can also add something to your home decor. So give your wardrobe and your home the refresh it needs with Quince. Go to quince.com/DTT to get free shipping and 365-day returns on your next order. That's Quince, QUINCE.com/DTT for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/DTT. And let me know how you love those pants.
Let's get back to our Christmas, although we do have what we call it used to be called the underwear box. Now it's just called like odds and ends box, that everybody in our family gets a new pair of pajamas for Christmas Eve and some kind of underwear or socks.
I like that.
How we do.
That's a nice idea.
Pajamas and underwear and socks. That's nice.
And see, things like that. Think about ordering them now. Like,
well, that's a good point, because that's the sort of thing you end up wearing these pajamas that are 15 years old and they just start looking ratty after a while. It's nice I think that's not I think that's a nice thing to have, is new underwear.
When I was growing up, that would
pajamas.
So yeah, I could open, my mom would always say one present on Christmas Eve, and she would come out with the pajamas, and it'd be like, oh, now I have nice new pajamas to sleep in. But then I always got to open another one because it was not really that fun. But
that wasn't the real gift.
Having the new pajamas.
Your mom was nice. I had a thing, you can open one. It was always pajamas. When Chris was 13, he said, yeah, I think I got pajamas last year. My daughter says, you get them every year. But now, now I have that when everybody comes, I've got my children, I've got my in-laws' children, and now I've got these like little grandbabies, and it's so cute because their parents buy them new pajamas.
Oh.
And last year, Anderson and his
soon
daddy,
they'll be complaining about them.
had these adorable flannel, like a big boy. He was just a little over one, like big boy pajamas on, and he had gotten a car that you pedal, that that you use by your foot, like the Fred Flintstone style. And then he was getting hot. So they said, oh, you're getting hot. And they took that off, and underneath was a onesie, and it said, I'm the big brother now.
Oh,
so that's how they told us they were expecting. So that was so fun again. So think of traditions, and this is a good way to sort of slide into that. Think of the traditions that your family has now, and, make a list of them and don't let them slip, because traditions are the glue that hold families together. As you go from one thing, like our family is steeped in things that we do year after year, and my parents did them, and I can, and my children are doing them with their children. So it's so important to like the pajamas and just whatever your little traditions are, is just hold on to them and make a point that you're going to do them. And the other thing, and if you don't have a lot of traditions, now's the time to start.
Let's get some. Yeah, get some traditions. That's so fun. Think of something that you've read about or you've heard other families doing, and just start. It's never too late, right, to start something new. So
that's exactly right. And it doesn't have to be Christmas Day. It can be like usually after the day after Thanksgiving, or that weekend that everybody's together. We start the Christmas holiday off by doing something really big for Christmas. Sometimes we've gone to the Kennedy Center and seen the Christmas show, or we've gone to the Ford Theater and seen the Christmas Carol, or we've toured Mount Vernon, or we've just even done something really simple, like all gone to some kind of a holiday brunch, just to kick that season off. And that's become something we look forward to. Yeah. So, those are so important, and don't let those slip. Like, hang on to those with both hands.
Oh, and getting back to the decor. So if you're thinking about if you're going to have people over and you may be doing some tablescapes, now it's a good time to start poking around on Pinterest. I know the three of us are in some blog tours that are coming up, and one that just passed. It's all about setting your table in a beautiful way. So maybe you want to change up how you're doing your table. Maybe you need to get, maybe you have 7 glasses and you need to get another one, or you want to replace things. These are all things you want to be doing now. You don't want to be the day or a few days before the people are coming, and you're taking things out of your cabinets and you realize you don't have enough, or you really didn't want to do those colors or things like that. So all these, just checking in right now, checking in about the ornaments and the holiday decor, checking in to see that you have enough entertaining supplies and things like that. Booking reservations or getting tickets for something that if you want to start one of these traditions like Yvonne is talking about. All of this is great stuff that you could be doing now, so the year doesn't slip away without it happening, or it doesn't cause you stress at the last minute and you're paying twice as much for tickets, or you can't get the stemware that you wanted because they're all sold out. I had somebody contacting me about my gold flatware the other day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So Janet and I were chatting about that. And this would be a great time if you wanted to add something like that to your table. It's a great time to get it because you're probably not the only person thinking about gold flatware if you're entertaining at the holiday time. And you might not be able to find the set that you want. So yeah, all stuff like that. So it's really like prep work. You don't need to go run out and buy anything right now today, but it's now you're listening to this. What day is this, girls? It's Friday. So it's Friday and it is what? October. I'm saying December. It's October 26th when you're hearing this. You've got time.
Less than a month. You have less than 2 months.
Don't think you have too much time.
That's right. For the big day, or you'll miss it. 2 months from now, you're a day late. I was just setting a table today. I have a tablescape for Thanksgiving coming up on my blog. It'll be up by the time that you hear this. And I set it with silver and ornamental cabbages and little tiny pumpkins and succulents. So it's green and white. And because of the silver, I wanted to use my silver. So my silver was really tarnished, but like not to the point where it's sort of pretty because it has a patina, a kind that the people would pick it up and go like, I don't think I could eat with that. So I'm thinking like, I had so much silver on my table and that was sort of part of the theme. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I got out my silver polish and it was like, I shook it and it sounded like there were silver polish,
silver
marble.
Have you ever heard of that, Kelly?
Well, listen, but if your silver
I don't iron and I don't polish myself.
Well, if your silver gets to the point that mine looked like, I would not eat with the silver. So I actually got it out and it was dried, totally dried, like, solid. So I actually reconstituted with a little water and it worked. But those kind of things, make sure you have.
Oh, right. If you're trying to do that the morning of.
Yeah. Right. That's a good point.
Christmas Eve or Christmas Day and you're like, Right?
So start checking things.
On my blog, I was pretending it was Thanksgiving. So I'm going like, oh no. So yeah, make sure you have your silver. If you have
and maybe go
polish and
maybe go ahead and polish it now. Make sure you have the polish.
Yeah, by
maybe
Christmas
go ahead and polish
it'll look very pretty.
Yeah, I think
here's the other thing.
Nice.
Let's talk about your Christmas tree. That's like your biggest embellishment. And actually, I just in our farmhouse magazine, the one that we did our articles in. It's out. The question was about, making a tree look like the bloggers' trees because they're so pretty and blah, blah, blah. Well, here's the deal. If you have more than one tree, fine. If you have one tree, use your ornaments you love, but then maybe tie in a color or something of all one color to give it a little cohesiveness, because here's how we do our trees. I mean, I have a tree with all of our family ornaments on it, but the tree that you see is usually something I've thought up in my head that goes with my color scheme, that only has balls on it and that repeat, like the repeating colors, styles. If I'm going to use pine cones, I do pine cones in various sizes, various colors. It is very thought out. So it looks that way. And that's fine. I've always had two trees, because when my kids were very little, like the bottom quarter of our tree was all decorated and everything else was bare because the kids did it. and I loved that tree, but I was like so unhappy. And Bob said, fine, let's buy you a tree for the living room and you can just decorate it.
So, yeah, that's a nice way to do it, is to have a couple of trees and then let the kids do one or use that one for the family Christmas ornaments that the kids made, and then use a different tree for kind of more your highly decorated tree.
Yes.
I think that's a great way to go.
My daughter, Laura, is a real traditionalist. She does not like things to change. She loves things the way they are. She loves the way, and she loves to help me do things. And she's got quite the eye, I have to say. She's only 15, but man, she can rock a tablescape like nobody's business. So I should get her on one of these tours.
Oh.
So she loves it. And so she's very involved. Whereas Peter and Ava, they're like, oh, that looks nice. Like, they're just happy it's there. They would probably miss it if it wasn't there, but they're just so easygoing with regard to that. It's really not their thing so much. But Laura really, really gets into it. So last year there was we were on the Balsam Hill tour last year.
Yes.
And there was some confusion. We were going to get real trees sent to us, but then at the last minute something happened and we didn't get the real trees right. So I didn't get a real tree because I thought it was coming. And then they ended up sending us a faux tree, which
ended up being quite nice though.
Which was
they're fabulous.
Absolutely beautiful. And you could never tell unless you were Laura and you were there when the box came.
and you couldn't smell it.
Right. You couldn't smell it. So I thought, really, like, this is so easy. I thought, do we really need to do the real tree anymore? I don't know. I've been such a staunch supporter of the real tree always. But this was just so easy and it was pre-lit and it was like opening an umbrella and boom, there it was.
It's not like the old artificial trees are so much easier to put together now. Pre-lit and just a few sections.
They are so real.
Yeah, right. So if you're thinking about, if you're a real tree person and you're considering maybe because you're traveling or just because, the real tree is a great idea, but you are cutting down a tree, which kind of bugs me a little bit, but I know they're grown specifically for that, but still. And then it's the removal, which really is new. And nobody wants to help with that. People will help you put the ornaments on maybe, or get them out of the box, but nobody wants to drag a dead tree out of the house. So I'm like, thinking, this is all great. So now is a good time. I mean, the prices are probably not going to be so great. The great time to buy for prices is probably in January, but now's a good time to look around. If you're thinking about doing the faux tree, you're going to have a lot more selection on October 26th than you're going to have, on November 26th. So look now, do some price comparison. We couldn't be happier with those Balsam Hill trees.
We're thrilled.
But for my gal, who it really, really is important to her, we are going to get a real tree. In fact, I'm volunteering with their school, and they do the Booster Club does Christmas trees every year. And so we will also get a booster Christmas tree from Mayfield Senior School as well as the Balsam Hill tree. So I think I'll probably have 3 or 4 trees going this year.
Well, but here's the deal. I think that, I love to have all my ornaments because I buy my children since the time they were born an ornament every year. Now,
us too.
When they both got married, that became part of their shower gift, like their wedding shower gift. I boxed all of their ornaments up and gave them to them. And now I keep collecting them and they can take them home. So now I had sort of like this bare tree. So that's when I really thought, okay, I'm going to start collecting things of my own. But if you love the designer tree and you are not so sentimental, start looking around for like what's going to go with your color, picking out ribbon that matches your color for your tree, or picking out, or even I'm going to do white pine cones this year and I'm going to spray paint them. And, how easy is that to go into the woods and find, or just go on Amazon? They're very inexpensive to find all these pine cones. And if you do them en masse, and even if you just did a tree with white pine cones and white balls with white lights, you'd have a spectacular designer tree.
Ooh, that's amazing. I think I'm just going to take that idea and go with it.
Well, and that's what people have asked me so much. I get that asked all the time. How can our trees look like yours? Well, my family tree looks like everybody else's family tree. And we love it because it's very meaningful. But, the trees that most of us have on our blogs are what I would call them designer trees.
Pesto pork chops over Parmesan polenta. Not that easy to say, but oh, so easy to make with Green Chef. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit company for eating well, and we have such a great deal for you. You're going to save $250. Listen on for the details on that. Green Chef makes eating well easy for any lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals. We're getting into the busy holiday season, so it's a perfect time to have Green Chef help you out. Let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season with their chef-crafted, nutritionist-approved recipes featuring fresh ingredients and nothing artificial. And you know what? You don't have to lose track of your healthy eating habits during the holidays. Every Green Chef customer gets a free That's right, a free session with their registered dietitians who will walk you through how to make clean eating work for you. So sign up for your free session and start on the road towards better health today. And that deal I want to tell you about, visit greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. So that's greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. BritBox just keeps getting better. The new Archie is amazing. And it's not the comics. It's about Cary Grant. Archie is the brand new limited series starring Jason Isaacs as Archie Leach, the man who became Cary Grant. From the award-winning screenwriter of Philomena, Archie tells Grant's born in Britain, made in Hollywood story, the dramatic grit to glamour transformation that led him to become one of the most famous people in the world. You are going to absolutely love the acting, but also the styling, the outfits, the scenery. It's the first time his story has been told in collaboration with his daughter Jennifer Grant and ex-wife Diane Cannon. The performances from Jason Isaacs and the rest of the cast are amazing, and it's only available on BritBox. So sign up for BritBox today to stream Archie and other fan favorites from any device. And we have a special limited time offer for our U.S. and Canadian listeners. Get 50% off, yes, that's 50% off your first month when you sign up for a monthly plan. But only if you go to BritBox.com and use our promotion code DTT at checkout. You're going to love Archie. So head over right now and get 50% off your first month of BritBox. Use the promotion code DTT at BritBox.com.
But here's another idea. If you have young kids in your house or even teenagers, like I'm sure your daughter would love this, I bought my kids each a small tree for their room.
Oh, yeah. My girls have their
and I let them collect their ornaments and decorate. I mean, you should have seen my son's tree. It was hysterical, but they loved it. And then we leave the lights on when they went to bed. So they've got all these little, the little twinkle glow in their room. And they absolutely love that. Do that now. And they're inexpensive. And as far as buying higher end trees, I was at Costco the other day. Costco has phenomenal real looking trees. Fake real looking trees. Balsam Hill, you can't beat them. There are going to be more, but they go on sale. I mean, I think, there's always Cyber Monday, which is huge, and you'd have your tree.
Yeah. Yeah. I did something really simple one year. If you're feeling like you want to put something up and maybe you're going to travel for the holidays and you just want to have a little something going on. It was the year we were deep into the renovation. The plaster dust was flying and the rats were running around in the closed off would-be kitchen and all of that. It was just really a tough year for pulling out the holiday bins. So I got a very small faux tree, which, now we just enjoy out in the barn. And I got these little hearts and star shapes that they were sort of like that chalk paint. They already been spray painted, the chalk paint. And we sat down, the four of us, and we each got a pile, and I had those chalk paint pens, and everybody just wrote the name of someone they really cared about or were thinking about on that heart or star. And then we put those on the tree. And that was it.
Oh, I love that.
Oh,
that is so meaningful.
Yeah.
That is
really nice.
The other thing you can do, they sell them around here. They're just called tree tops. They're like $20. They're about 3 feet high, 2.5 to 3 feet high, maybe a little taller than that. I'm bad when I just have to do it in the air, measure in the air. And we just usually put it in a big olive bucket and stick it in there and stick it in a bucket of pebbles and put it in an olive bucket, and voila, put lights on it and just leave it undecorated. It's so pretty.
Oh, well, what great ideas. I feel like this is such a great note to end on. The idea of the ornaments that remind us of everybody. I think that was a great idea. And, the whole thing with Christmas is this is a time to spend with your family. So I hope you're coming up with some ideas of how to really make the season special and really spend time with your family and friends and make it a really memorable time. And remember, we're here to inspire you to create a beautiful home and a beautiful Christmas for your family. Until next time.
Hey everybody, we want to thank you so much for listening to Decorating Tips and Tricks. And we want to make it even easier for you to listen. And it's easier if you subscribe. You just click the subscribe button on our website, www.decoratingtipsandtricks.com, or you can subscribe through Apple Podcast or any of your favorite podcast listeners. So until next time.